What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out another one of our videos. Like I said, yes, on the channel, we're opening things up a little bit and we're talking about a lot of different things, the topics that you guys are discussing. This topic's a little heavy, but it's something that we definitely need to talk about.
Absolutely.
So today we're going to be talking about, veterans and veteran suicide in general, so health and things of that nature. Hopefully you last throughout the entire video. If this is not your kind of video, we understand. We have plenty of other videos on the channel that you can check out.
That's awesome. Listen, so if it's not your kind of video, suck it up and watch it anyway, because it's the truth. Yeah. And I'm not saying my truth. I'm a veteran. I'm a Marine, and I'm proud to serve my country. And through the good and the bad, it is what it is, and we are how we are. But the bottom line is, and this is the bottom line, this topic, veteran suicide, can't be ignored.
No, I don't think any kind of mental health issue can be ignored.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm just right now focused on veteran suicide, of course, because I came from a phenomenal weekend and a Tony Robbins weekend that helped adjust my mindset a lot. We'll get into that, I don't know, later on another video, but I want to hit specifics now. The reason you'll see this bracelet, or this little gummy bracelet that everybody has around on my wrist more often than not, is because it's a support number for veterans. It's an 800 number in case a veteran is to the point where they're thinking about suicide. And
we're going to make sure to put that number somewhere on the screen here and also down in the description of the video itself.
It says support our veterans. I got it from, and I get them from my therapist because I'm currently in therapy. And that's not something to be ashamed of.
No.
Doesn't make me weak. It actually makes me stronger because
you're seeking help.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. So you don't need to be a veteran to seek help. Listen, you just need to be man enough or woman enough to say, I'm not perfect.
Yeah. And that's hard sometimes. If you really think about it, a lot of us have the mentality that any kind of weakness is a bad thing. And you don't want to show that weakness to anybody. Right. And you don't want to kind of be immersed into that weakness. So you kind of push it to the side and you push it down as far as possible. And that's actually not the right way to do it.
It is not. And I'm not God himself saying this is how to, and this is the way you should, and whatever. I'm not a drill instructor. I can't force you to face what you're unwilling to face. All I can do is share my story, and I pray that my story will be able to bless some of you, help you understand that there are other options out there, better options. Please do not make a permanent solution to a part-time problem, even if that part-time problem is reoccurring. And I have been, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I have been diagnosed with PTSD myself. I've recently spent some quality time with other veterans who also are PTSD, anxiety, just in anger. I mean, it can show itself in many ways, but it's just not the best part of us.
No, of course not.
Is what I'm saying.
I don't think when you're immersed into any kind of emotional state that it's the best part of you. It's a heightened state. It is heightened sadness, heightened anger, heightened depression. All of those are not who you really are. It's just a period in time that some people have trouble getting past. Right. So we'll throw some numbers out there, and people like numbers, so this can kind of hammer that point home that the average veteran 18 to 34, they have the highest suicide rate, and more than 6,000 veterans have killed themselves since 2008. So that's a high number, and that's a really high number. And it's a problem. So it's one of the reasons we're kind of talking about it. If this video can help anyone in any way, shape, or form, then we've definitely accomplished what we intend to do by making this video.
20% of suicides annually are veterans.
Yeah, and that's crazy.
It is. We serve our country. And listen, I'm not calling myself a hero. I've met and broken bread with recipients of the Purple Heart which means that you have to be fatally wounded to earn that. And I've broken bread with men and women that have earned their Purple Heart, and they're heroes to me. I'm telling you. I went through whatever skirmish I went through. Most of it,
I can only imagine. So
most of it personally, right? We beat ourselves up.
Yes.
And listen, most Marines, veterans, period. People, period. Veterans, especially Marines, are trained to adapt and overcome every situation. Don't make an excuse. Adapt and overcome. Find a solution to the problem.
And you can see where that training contradicts with how you're supposed to handle mental illness, because they'll approach it in a way that they believe that they're not supposed to feel that way. This is not supposed to happen to someone who's trained like that. So
I understand what you're saying, and you're right, because there's also a misunderstanding, if I will, to that feeling sad or angry or succumbing to negative feelings is a weakness. And we're supposed to be strong, not only for ourselves, but the people around us. We're human.
Yes.
And it's not a weakness. It takes, listen, for real, it takes a lot more balls to sit down across from someone, a therapist, a trained therapist, whether it be a civilian or not, whatever, to sit across someone and say, I need help. For me, it was, I didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
I just knew I didn't like where I was. So could you help me figure some things out?
Absolutely.
PTSD is not something that goes away. It's not a cold or a flu. It's something that we learn to live with. And it's possible that you can learn to live with it and have a wonderful life regardless. It's now that I've been in therapy for maybe 3 or 4 years, right? And what drove me to therapy was the fact that my wife pulled me to the side one time and said, you can get kind of scary when you're angry. And in my mind, and how I pictured my life, it's not manly for your family to be scared of you. So I devote my life. One of the reasons I became a Marine was to fight bullies, to squash them, as a matter of fact.
So you don't want to become one.
And the idea that I was becoming one blew my mind, scared me.
Yeah.
Scared me enough to where I had to run to a therapist and be like, what the hell is going on?
But then you did the right thing.
Thank God.
Exactly, you did the right thing. You saw that you had that deficiency. You had to go get help.
I did, and I do. And my doctor, who is a civilian, right? I sat down with my doctor, Orain, the first day, and I went in there with the ego, the bravado, the arrogance, and I asked her, are you a veteran? And she looked at me and smiled, and she was like, no, I'm not. And I said, how the hell would you know what I'm feeling or any other veteran is feeling? Mm-hmm. And she was like, I'll tell you what. Spend an hour with me. Let's just have a conversation. And if at the end of the hour you don't feel like ever seeing me again, no problem.
Okay.
And I did spend that hour with her. And by the end of that conversation, I didn't think about whether or not she was a veteran. All I kept thinking about was, when is the next time we can get together to keep talking?
That's awesome.
It was. And shout out to Dr. Melissa Altman Stein for doing that for me. And another shout out, because I did say, look, we can talk for hours and hours and hours.
Of course, it's an important subject.
And it is a very important subject, but I do want to give some shout outs. The veteran organization was very up and coming right now that allowed me to cross something off my living life list.
Okay.
Not a bucket list, because I'm not trying to die.
Yeah, right.
Right? Listen.
Let's rephrase that to living life.
Living life. Better. Listen, yeah. Death is inevitable, right?
Oh, yeah,
but life is a choice.
Yes.
Every day, ladies and gents, life is a choice. So going back to my living life list, I've been a big fan of Tony Robbins, and that'll be, unfolded in a later video, right? Of what happened that weekend.
We're going to do a full video on his trip to the Tony Robbins event.
Right.
Not in New Jersey, but in the New York area.
In the New York area, right? So what happened was my wife got a call from one of her business partners, and they asked her if she knew any veterans that can benefit from what Veterans Unleashed, this new and up-and-coming organization, had to offer. And what they were offering were free tickets that they had gotten donated to this Tony Robbins event. Motivational speaker. The bottom line is he's a motivational speaker. Yeah. Been around for over 4 decades, so the dude knows what he's talking about, right? Yeah. So I was like, yeah, me. And 2 of my Marine brothers who ran the Spartan race with me were in the car at the time. They were down to go. So Veterans Unleashed ended up getting us free tickets to the seminar. Awesome. As well as a free hotel stay. Awesome. As long as we made our way there.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, once I made the decision to go, I was all in. Listen, well, again, we'll talk about the weekend on another video, but yeah, I got to get around 25 plus other veterans who understood. And what I'm saying is you can talk to, I love old Ray in life. He's my brother, right? So brother from another mother, right? But he's not a veteran. Nope. Doesn't mean he can't understand. Right, but it just means that other veterans
understand better, just because they've been through it.
Right, they've been there and done that as well. Anyway, I went down there, or we went down there, me and my veteran brothers, and we met these other veterans and some who I would call real heroes. Right, I won't call myself a hero, bro, but real heroes. These Purple Heart winners. These people that did what they did and are not allowed to speak about what they did, but they did it so you can rest comfortably on your bed and your pillow this evening. These men and women, and I'm going to shake it off real quick because I'm not trying to get emotional, but these men and women who did and continue to do what they have to do, we were all there for the same reason, to get hyped, to get motivated, to find out, to learn some tools. Yeah. To be able to look at life in a more optimistic way, going back to sometimes we tend to lose ourselves in these memories and these dreams and these what I should have done, what I could have done, this guilt, all this bullshit. Forgive me. But that's what it is. Not you, but what it is, because one way or the other, you positively impacted another human being. Your life is worth so much. Even if you don't hear thank you, ladies and gents. If you don't hear I'm telling you thank you for your service.
And I'm telling you thank you for your service.
And thank you for having my back when I was out there. And I know tons of other men and women, veterans, that will say thank you for having our back. And when we came home and you welcomed us, and those people that don't know their ass from their elbow, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Listen, you did what you did. You served your country. I'm proud of you. Rain is proud of you.
Absolutely.
Long story short, if that's only 2 extra people saying thank you, that your life means something, please hold on to that.
Absolutely.
Because that's worth so much more than that feeling of complete, just that negative feeling.
No, yeah.
You'll get over it. And I promise you, the sun shines, man. You just got to keep your head up and look for it.
And there's a lot of places you can go and a lot of people you can talk to that will help. You just have to really make that conscious decision that it's okay to receive help and that you need help. if you're in a space where you're thinking about any option than living on, then you definitely need some kind of assistance. And it's not weak, and it's not girly, it's not stupid, it's not any of those things to actually go out and seek the assistance you need.
Right. So we're going to change our state. This is something I learned from Tony Robbins. We're going to change our state. We're going to move. We're going to move. We're going to feel happy. We're going to smile. Even if you don't feel like it, you put the smile on your face, you cheese. Why? Because changing your state, changing your physical body will put you into a state of more optimism, more happiness. So what I'm saying is I want to give another shout out to Veterans Unleashed. You'll see their logo. We'll get it in there. Yeah. Shout out to Matthew Sanchez, Therese Sanchez. Listen, a quick background on them. He's a Marine. He's been there and done that himself. His wife, quote unquote, dragged him to this event. He went on over there with arms folded. Okay. What the hell is this about? By the end of the event, he was like, I gotta share this with other veterans. Yeah. I gotta let them know that there are just a better way to do things so they are up and coming. I'm talking about to the point where they're just starting their non-for-profit. What they're looking to do is take more people to these positive mental attitude events. Tony Robbins event that's coming up in March.
In California, you said, right?
In California, 2019, they started a doggone they're on Instagram. I'm gonna say weird because I'm part of them, thank God. On Facebook they started what is that, it's not Kickstarter, the GoFundMe. They on the everything is going to be listed, but a GoFundMe. And what it's about is you're helping other veterans just change their perspective, right? So you're getting into these events that look, this event, the Tony Robbins event, mind-blowing. It was phenomenal. And I told Orain about it and it got him hyped up, and we'll get into it in another video, right?
We definitely are.
What I'm saying is, once they found out we were veterans, and we didn't shout it, from wall to wall, they found out we were veterans. They put us in VIP seating. They kept us on the floor. Cool. There was a phenomenal group that were volunteering, a set of beautiful and humble Jewish community, right? And they were having their dinner, and they found out veterans were there. They invited us to break bread with them. Good. They taught us about their culture, their religion. Nobody was beating anybody over the head with what you should do with your life. It was more like, here, let me share this experience with you. Let me receive your experience. We'll find the light at the end of the darkness, man. Everybody was vibing like that. And you know what? Even coming from New York, born and raised, and there's a lot of pessimism here. There's a lot of quote unquote negativity. There's still people that'll smile, that'll greet you, that'll say, have a nice day. Those people are out there. You look for the negativity, you'll find it in abundance, but I guarantee you look for the positive, you look for the optimism, you're going to find that too.
People are good-natured in general. And
right.
I think sometimes New Yorkers, we do get a bad rap because we're fast-moving, we're kind of business,
right.
Go. But we are friendly, we are nice here as well. And trust me, again, if you look for the bad, you'll find it. But if you look for the good, you'll find that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
so do you want to finish up with anything, David?
No, there's just so many things swimming in my mind. And I appreciate you guys and gals listening. And, do us a favor, do veterans a favor, Veterans Unleashed.
Yeah, check them out.
A favor. You feel free to donate in that GoFundMe. Again, we'll post the links. But what I'm saying is, at the very least, you see a veteran, you thank them for their service. You smile. Thank you for your service. And you move on about your day.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does. You know what? It doesn't even have to be a veteran only.
Yeah.
Just flip and smile at somebody else. Remember, pay it forward, man.
Yeah, man. And anybody you see that has or is suffering from mental illness,
that's what I'm saying.
Try to reach out a hand to them in any way, shape, or form. Right. Again, there's so many different places that are offering free help. These places are not charging anything. These are free places that are offering help because they realize how much of an epidemic it is and how important it is amongst veterans and amongst civilians in general. We're going to list as much information as we can down in the comment section. again, I know this is a heavy video, but it's something that you guys are talking about. It's something that we needed to definitely discuss, especially being an adopted part of the veteran community.
Absolutely.
It is definitely important to me, and it's extremely important to David.
Right. Look, listen and feel me on this. You are worth it.
Yes.
And that is the bottom line.
Remember to always share your voice on anything. You can share it here on our channel, in any of our videos, in the comment section. Again, as always, we just ask that you guys please be cordial and nice to each other. Some of your opinions may not match others, but all your opinions matter because, of course, your voice matters.
Your voice matters, absolutely.
And until next time,
peace.